can talk about that on our episode today.
Oh gosh, no, I
Literally.
can't say anything about anything. You ever finally sit down, like really sit down, and that's the exact moment someone yells your name from the other room?
Oh, yeah, every time. It's like the universe knows. The second I get comfortable, someone needs a snack, the dog's barking, or my phone's ringing.
So whether you're listening in the car, hiding in the bathroom, or actually lucky enough to sit down,
Grab your coffee and let's get into it. Welcome to I Just Sat Down.
Hello, friends. Today we're talking about something every service provider has: crazy client stories.
between photography sessions and cleaning houses, we've seen a lot over the years. And without throwing anyone under the bus, we thought we'd explore some of these stories with you.
We're sharing the funniest, most awkward, most unexpected client moments we've experienced, and a few of your stories that made us feel a lot less alone.
And if you've ever worked with people, this episode's for you.
Absolutely. I feel like in my 15 plus years, I feel like anyone who has ever been in business, anything in customer service, can relate to this and have stories that kind of go with that. Even something like as simple as serving, right? Like we had
Gosh.
some crazy stories serving as well as just like in my own business. Like obviously I'm just going to focus on photography and stuff today, but
Yeah.
I think anyone can relate to these things and that they just like if you're in any kind of business for any amount of time, you're probably going to have some stories. I do want to preface that with I have amazing clients. Like there's no, I don't really, people always ask me like, do you have bridezillas? Or, what's your worst bride you've ever had? And I'm like, those aren't things that typically happen a lot. They
Yeah.
happen. And especially with social media, we hear about them happening, but like there's a good chance that it's probably not happening to you
Right.
specifically, right? So I think there's like how many weddings have I shot? Obviously, I've had some crazy things happen
Mm-hmm.
that we'll get into, but I think that for the most part, I don't really have exciting stories
Yeah.
because people are just good. And I think too with like maybe not you can maybe speak to this because maybe not with your business, but I feel like for me, like people are booking me because of me. They want to work with me. You know
Right.
what I mean? I'm not a big, huge company. I'm not sending wedding photographers out that you
Mm,
have no idea who I'm sending to you. Like
yeah.
most of the time when you book me, it's me showing up
Yeah.
unless, something crazy happens.
I feel like when we have been hired by a client, it's most certainly because of the conversations that I have with them. I feel like there are so many cleaning companies out there, and I don't want to like give away all of my secrets here because I
Of
know
course not.
people are listening. However, I just feel like there's personalities that different people relate to, and if I go into a client's home and we have a conversation and I don't end up getting the job, it just means that it wasn't for me. And I feel like that's sometimes a blessing for me. I feel
Yeah.
like that's somebody watching over being like, nope, this was not meant for you, and that's okay. And I never take anything personally. Like if I go into a friend's home and do a walkthrough and they're still like, actually, I ended up getting this other one for a little bit cheaper. I'm like, I love that for you. Like that's
Yeah.
amazing. Or if we are working with friends and they go, you know what, we just can't do it right now anymore. We never take that stuff personally. We know that we
No.
were hired because there's a reason why, right? There's a reason that
Yeah.
something about us that you loved. And it might not be me specifically. It might be something in my practice that I told you or explained to you that we do in our practice that you've never experienced before, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, they're not getting like some random person coming into their home eight different times within 2 months, right?
Right. Yes, it's the same. I
So
feel like too, like setting the expectations really
yes,
helps with eliminating kind of those, or maybe weeding out those clients who aren't meant for you, right?
mm-hmm.
So I know for me, like I always do a wedding consult. Wedding consults are offered even before you've booked. So yes, we can go over like your schedule and all that kind of stuff at a later date, but like you can schedule a call with me to just find out if we're a good fit,
Right.
you know? And like I used to, this is kind of under the brand of like setting those expectations, but I remember like I used to just always have a engagement session included with my
Wedding
package.
package. Yeah.
And so it was like a complimentary engagement session. And with that came with people saying, oh, well, we don't need the engagement session. So, like, does that change the price? So I changed that in my setup to be like, well,
Okay.
no, actually, like, it's a charge. It's discounted if you book the wedding, but
Okay.
it is a charge just
Good.
so that I was eliminating that confusion of those expectations. Like, this is not a free, like, yes, I'm putting it as complimentary, mainly because I want to meet you. I want to
Yeah.
see you. I want to
Get to know you
know if we
before.
vibe before we actually, like, on your wedding day, you spend a lot of time with this girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm there a lot of your day. So you kind of want to like me. And it's unfortunate because I've had people say like, oh, you know, like my photography showed up and like like they were awkward or whatever. And like I didn't really like them at the end of the day in the grand scheme of things. And I'm like, did you not meet them before?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a really big deal. So, anyways, that's why I offer the consults and that's why I offer, a discounted engagement session. Because really, I just want to like hang out with you and get to know you before I witness the most amazing day of your life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into some stories, maybe.
Alrighty. I was gonna say, I definitely knew, like we knew our photographer that we hired. Like we had a good relationship with her before hiring her.
So important. It's so important though. That is like such an important thing.
Yeah. And yeah, having that comfortability and for her to be able to say, like, oh no, don't do this and don't do that. I'm not sitting there being offended, right? I know her well enough to be like, oh, she's only got my best interest. But yeah.
1000%.
Yeah. So, I mean, for myself personally, I feel like my client stories, I don't have any like clients from hell. I feel like I've been doing it long enough, but not long enough to have anything too severe that I would go into. I mean, we've definitely had some clients that we've had to refer to more severe, and like, we've had more severe cases where we've had to like kind of recommend them to a different kind of service. People that are, it's when I'm taking on clients, I definitely have this like checklist of things that we have to go through in order to accept the client as well. And some things don't come up right away. So when you're servicing a home for a very long time, there's things that you don't notice. And like for me, I'm not in the houses all the time. So it's up to my employees to have those conversations with me also.
Yeah.
And like one of the things that came up was, there's a gentleman that his home was very, it was more of like a hazard for these girls to be going in and doing these jobs. So unfortunately, that was something that
like just with like clutter.
No, it was a hazard for like health.
Oh, like safety. Okay.
Yeah. Health wise.
Yeah.
So we ended up having to refer him to like more of a healthcare service, and it just absolutely like it was gut wrenched. It was gut wrenching. Like it broke my heart having to try to like have this conversation without them feeling offended, without like trying to like point fingers at somebody for something specific. Just saying I feel like this is something that's better directed in a different way. As much as we would love to continue to help you and care for you, we can't care for you in that way as we are not healthcare providers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So that was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard, but yeah.
It is. It would
those
be
calls.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've definitely had to have hard conversations with clients. Crazy thing that happened one time this was before I had like my booking systems. So it was just me, one woman show over here. And it was just communication back and forth over email. And we had been chatting for a while. She had sent me the wedding date and I was like, oh, cool. Okay. That's a Friday. So yeah, absolutely. I'm available to do that. And the emails continued. She booked everything, blah, 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 whatever. And then we're talking like 48 hours, maybe less before her wedding. And our last email or message, I can't remember if this was over Messenger or what, but I was like, okay, see you Friday. So excited. And she was like, Saturday. And my heart dropped out of my body, you guys. I was like, no, I didn't say anything in that moment. I literally went to our emails, was like, doing the scroll. I was like, no, like the date that she gave me matches the date I have written down. But Friday was never in our conversations. And she had in her head that she had booked the right day. And I lost my mind. I remember calling Phil, bawling, like tears are aflowing. I'm like, what am I going to do? Has this ever happened to you? I'm freaking out. I'm literally shaking right now thinking about the trauma from this day. Luckily, I was able to send 2 other amazing photographers that went and shot their day. I've never felt worse in my photography career. It was an awful experience. And just know, if you ever get married on a Friday, I will say the words Friday to you about 150 times before your wedding. Okay, Friday weddings are a little different. Okay, Friday wedding traffic is going to be this. Okay, Friday, like literally it will be in the conversation 15 times because I never want to experience that ever again. Luckily, she's so sweet. Love her. She's still, I think she's still my friend. We'll see. I don't know. But it was fine and it worked out.
Yeah.
But wow, revisiting that trauma.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you ever had that happen since then where the scheduling has not been proper? Because
what do you mean?
Like I even think about a dentist appointment that was scheduled and then a doctor's appointment that was scheduled. When they just send you those confirmation things, you're like, yes, I confirm. Yes, I confirm. Yes, but in your calendar, you completed wrote it down a different time, different day, because that was in the conversation. That's what you thought it was. And then they're sending you these confirmation messages and you're like, yes, I'll be there. Yes, I'll be there. And then you get a call half an hour later being like, where are you? So like, I understand how that feels and how easily that gets fucked up. But like, has that ever happened again?
So yes, I have had one moment of a bride called me and was like, hey, like, are you almost here? This was not for a wedding. Sorry. I should preface that. This was not for a wedding. It was for an engagement session. Yeah. And she called me and she was like, hey, are you almost here? And I was like, no. I'm sitting at my house. And it was just a miscommunication on the date that we were supposed to be shooting. I think I can't really remember. It was either I completely forgot to actually write it down in my calendar, which if I don't write it down, it doesn't happen. Like I tell my friends this all the time. I'm like, let me know. That's fine. But like, if you don't text me the date and say, did you write this down? Probably I'm not remembering. So
good to know. Good to know.
But I think that was like, I had recently just had a little guy. Like I was still kind of getting back into momhood plus work. And it was just a busy season. Unfortunately, it was just, she was really far away, like for this engagement session. So I wasn't able to just like hop in my car and be like, be there in 20. So we did have to end up rescheduling the date, which again, you just feel awful because like, I know she's gotten her makeup ready to go and her hair and her outfits chosen and finally convinced her fiance to like, let's do some photos. And now I'm like, actually, I'm not coming, not on my way, not nothing. So yes, it definitely has happened. It's very, very rare. Thank goodness. Like love that for me. But I'm human. So sometimes things slip between the cracks, you know, it happens. Yeah. Did I feel horrible? Yes, absolutely.
Of course. All that guilt comes up and like the failure shit and whatever else that you tell yourself that you're like, oh my God, nobody's ever going to hire me again because I fucked up this one thing that nobody else knows about.
Exactly. And I literally thought about it for like 3 weeks after.
Oh, of course, of course.
you know, till the wedding day. Having to tell people, like, tell my bride that I was pregnant and couldn't shoot her wedding, like, that sucked too. I don't like to disappoint people. And obviously, when it's your own business, like, those things suck extra,
Yeah.
right? Like, if somebody flips out at you at a restaurant because you're serving them, they don't like their food, like, bro, I didn't make your food.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing it out. Like, I'm the middleman here.
Yeah.
Like, I got nothing for you. Either go talk to the guy in the kitchen or sit the fuck down and shut up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so again, those things do hurt your feelings in the moment, right? Like, if you're getting yelled at by a customer, like, that's not great. I actually had food poisoning one time at a wedding, and it was awful. I didn't even know what was happening. I had never had food poisoning before in my life. And I was just like, oh man, like, I feel nauseous. I was shooting the bride's dress in the morning, and I was just like, I am just not 100%. So I went into the bathroom, threw up a couple of times. Sorry, TMI. Came out, finished shooting the dress and the rings and the shoes and all that stuff. Back in the bathroom. And I remember coming out, and I don't think it was her mom. I think it was the mother-in-law. And she was like, maybe you shouldn't drink so much before a wedding. And I was like, girl, no, thank you. I'm like, I absolutely did not drink anything yesterday. I think I have food poisoning. I've never been happier for my second to show up.
Yeah.
Because like, we usually shoot the bride and groom separately, and then we meet at the ceremony. I've never been so excited to see him. I was a wreck the entire day. I powered through because you do it. There's no choice.
I feel like, was this recently, like in the past couple of years?
No, this was like 2016, 17 maybe.
That feels recent to me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, then sure, it was recently.
Like, as long as I've known you, right? Somewhere's around there? No.
Yeah, it was awful, let me tell you. And I remember it sucks because like it was such a cool wedding too. Like they had they had me go up in the farm. I don't know what it's called. It's like the farm like boom bucket. No. Like it was like a boom bucket, like out in the field kind of thing that took us like way up in the air. And then I shot the bride and groom with like this beautiful like farm field background. Like it was gorgeous, but I hate heights. I'm like got my arm like wrapped on the side so that I don't like fall to my death.
Yeah.
I've got a camera in one hand. I'm shaking because A, I'm terrified, and B, I have food poisoning, so don't feel the greatest. But hey, let's throw us up in the problem is that I absolutely could have been like, Jay, you're up, bud. Like, you go and do it. But I'm a little, not that I'm like a control freak when it comes to this, but like
when it's your business,
it was my responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? It's my responsibility to get that shot. And I knew it was super important to the bride and groom. So I'm like, no, I'm fine.
Were you thinking you were going to throw up off the side of that or what?
I mean, at that point, I had thrown up so many times that I don't think there was anything left in me. So I was just kind of, I feel like it's just one of those things where you just put it out of your mind. You're like, I'm fine. Like, I have a job to do. You just go and you just do it. I didn't eat dinner that day. Like it was not a fun day. I don't like to relive that. Mm-mm.
And like that was pre-drone era. So like invest in a good drone now for those.
Absolutely. Yeah. You guys go up and I'm going to stay right down here.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's wild. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. And I'm such like a wuss when it comes to stuff like that, because if I absolutely feel like shit, I mean, in that instance, you can't do anything else. So literally you have no choice. But I don't know what I would do if I would just be like crying in a corner or like, I literally have no idea what I would even do at that point.
Yeah, it was not fun. It was not fun.
Yeah. But it went okay. You ended the night. Yeah. Okay.
It worked. It was fine. Everything's good. I did have Jay with me, which was very helpful. If I hadn't had a second shooter that day, it would have
probably had that compassion as he came in and was like, oh,
absolutely.
And how rude of her to be like, oh, you shouldn't have been drinking all night. Like,
And I'm like, you don't know
Oh.
me. You've literally met me,
Yeah.
10 minutes ago? It was very awkward. And I was caught off guard when she said that to me.
Right.
But I also was just like, no, like I don't drink before a wedding. I like made it funny. Like I can't be hungover at a wedding. Like that's worse than this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
being hungover at a wedding is my literal nightmare. Like no, thank you. Because that means I'm hungover for 2 days. I'm hungover for the entire wedding. And then I have my wedding hangover the next day because you literally, your whole entire body is like, and your brain is just like, what happened? Like, I will not drink a drop and I will still feel hungover the next day.
I say, do you get like, because it's overly social and stuff like that, do you get like the migraine effects and stuff like that as you get home, winding down?
Not so much. I think I'm a social person, so I think that part of it doesn't really affect me. Like, you know how like introverts need to like come home and they need to like decompress, like because
I go right to bed. I go right to bed. Like after we do a field trip with the school, the teachers, they already all know, like, do you have your Gravol for the bus? Did you bring Tylenol for the way home? Like, do you
like that's not me.
Okay.
I'm jacked.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm right here. I'm on like, woo, that was such a great day, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm up here after a social event like that. Yeah. I love it. Thrive on it. She's like, that's my nightmare. That's my nightmare.
Yeah. I genuinely like now, I don't know if it's like as I got older or what the case might be, but like now I definitely will avoid social interactions at every cost, especially in large groups. When we do family dinners, I look at Corey for help probably 75% of the time if it's too many people, because I'm like, okay, can we just like, it's nice when it's summertime because we can go outside. I'm like, hey, all the guys are outside. I'm going to go out and hang outside while they're drinking beers and just like stand here for some conversation for a couple minutes. But then I got to go back inside where all these people are talking all at the same time, all in different areas of the house. And I'm like, this is a lot. And then as it dies down, everybody starts to leave. That's when I'm like, okay, I just need to like go to sleep now.
You need a code word like mistletoe. I'm leaving.
No, he's social. So like when he's quiet normally, but when he's having a couple beers, he's social and he's great. So
Gotcha. He's here for it. He's ready.
Yeah. I just got to stick through.
So like we have like a little rating system, like harmless chaos, mildly unhinged, or absolutely wild.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have one for me and I'll rate yours and then I'll do a couple of mine?
Oh gosh. I don't know that I have any like for clients. I don't have any crazy clients. I mean, I'm trying to think, like I've had so many jobs over the years.
And what about somebody with like a really crazy like expectation?
Okay. I mean, I guess I can talk about it because they're no longer my client. I just feel bad talking about clients because I'm like, I love my clients. Same thing, right? Like you feel bad even talking about them. But okay. Do you want me to just go for it? Like, okay.
Yeah, I do. I think it's fine.
It's so awkward and uncomfortable because I'm not somebody who likes to like even talk about people. Like I don't like talking about people. So I don't
feel like this is gossipy. I feel like this is like information for people. Like if you are this person, maybe don't do this.
Okay.
Like I had a groom speak for 1 hour at a wedding one time.
Like a speech?
A speech. For 1 hour.
Not a speech. That's a ceremony. That's a event on its own.
Whole hour.
Did he have a soundtrack?
Like, what is happening? I remember I was editing and Phil was shooting the speeches.
Yeah.
He told their entire fucking life story. I'm editing, Phil's shooting the speeches, and I'm like, this guy's been talking for like 40 minutes. Like, I swear to God, 40 minutes. And I look over and I'm like, because is Phil taking pictures still? I look over, he's gone. Phil's sitting with the DJ talking, and I'm like, okay. Groom's still talking away. I'm like, okay.
Like, was he like drinking?
He had to have been a little drunk.
I mean, Corey was crashed for our whole wedding because he was like, start early, open bar. Woo! I was too stressed to really drink, but everybody else enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely had super drunk people.
Yeah.
At my weddings.
But an hour is like, how do you?
I feel like that's absolutely wild. Like that on the scale here. Absolutely
wild. Yeah.
Sit the fuck down. No one cares. No one wants to hear you talk that long. Anyways, okay, go.
Okay. So I had a client when I first started out, older lady, highly successful, very successful woman. You could tell that very like well off, lots of money, nice
Yeah.
home, not well taken care of. It was an older home, so when we came in, we noticed that there was going to be a lot of work, and that's okay, no big deal. There was one specific thing that they always wanted done, which was like having the, you know what? I can't even say the story. I can't even do it. Like I'm trying to say it, and in my body, I'm being told
You're
to
just
not
getting-
say it because she's a lawyer. I'm gonna get fucking sued.
Oh my God. I'm literally dying. I do. That's okay. You don't have to say it. We won't make
I'll tell you about it
We won't
after,
make you.
but like,
Now everyone's going to be writing in me like, Desi, we need to know. We need to know. We need to know. That's okay. We can tell you privately. It's fine.
because if you know me and you know where I'm from, and if I start talking about it, pieces could go together. And like, not a very well liked person. So I'm like, and in the end of the like, we don't work with them anymore. And at the end of it, I had so much love for this person, and I feel like it was mutual. The kindness was there, but it was like we did go through some trials and tribulations where I was yelled at, I was gaslit, I was all these things but I don't. My thing is, my mindset is so strong with my shit like that when people yell at me, I'm like, I understand that you're upset. I don't think that what you're doing right now is the right way to handle it by yelling at me. But if you feel like yelling at me makes you feel a little bit better, I can handle that. But if you start talking poorly or trashing my employees, that's where I draw the line, and I will no longer be entertaining this client relationship anymore.
Right.
I did have one lady I can actually talk about a little bit who just had high expectations. This is a completely different person. She had very high expectations, and she always wanted me to be the one to go in and do the jobs. I have employees to do the jobs for a reason, but she always wanted me to do them. And eventually she would just kind of like have the employee that was coming in. She would always try to push for more. She'd always try to ask for more. And when my employee would explain and say like, well, let me just run this by Desi because I'm not sure that this is something that I'm supposed to be doing right now. Liability, right? We have insurance, but we don't have insurance for watering your deck or whatever the case might be, right?
Yes.
So she just would say like, I just need to check with Desi, make sure that this is okay. Or, hey, like, we're not supposed to be doing this. I know for a fact that we're not allowed to do this because of our insurance. And then she's like, oh, Desi's just cheap. Tell her to up her insurance and pay more and she can do this stuff. And she just like shit talked me. And my employee's like, I don't know. This is a good vibe. And like, she would ask her to do things and like lift heavy things and whatever. And it's not in the job description as a house cleaner that we express and explain on our service agreement. Like, this is not stuff that we were supposed to do. And she had very high expectations. And when I explained to her, like, you can't treat my employees the way that you were treating her. At first it was like, no responsibility taken. And then when I said, we will no longer be servicing your home, then it was, well, I'm sorry. And I was like, I appreciate that you're apologizing now and that you can understand where we're coming from. But at the same time, I no longer will have my employee in your home.
Yes.
Thank you. And then,
Thank you. I know. I feel like sometimes people's expectations are wildly unhinged.
Yes. Yes. Not mildly. Wildly unhinged. Yeah.
Not mildly, wildly unhinged.
Yeah.
I do have one last crazy, I'll let you say what it is, what you think it is. But I was once subpoenaed for images by the police. Look at her face. You're like, pardon? So I had shot a wedding. Months had passed, and I get a phone call from OPP. And I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm such a good girl. And they're like, hey, like, you're a photographer, blah, blah, like confirmed who I was. And then she was like, yeah, we need, you shot a wedding this day. We need all the images from that day. And I was like, oh my God. Okay.
Was it about the florist?
Pardon?
Was it about the florist?
No.
The florist? Okay.
No.
I was subpoenaed over my florist at the wedding. That's why I'm like,
what? Really? It had nothing to do with the vendors. It was actually a guest who wasn't even from the wedding that I had shot. It was a guest who had come into the ballroom. So it was at a venue. I won't say the venue, but it was at a venue that has multiple weddings at a certain time. Or like every Saturday, Friday night, they can have multiple weddings because they have those things. There's not really security down there, so people can come into your wedding. So I think it was more about the timestamp on my photos than anything else that they wanted. But I had to like give all my images. I had to get permission from Phil because it was his wedding. So I didn't even have like the information of the bride and groom, that kind of stuff. Because I guess they wanted to check to see if like where he was a guest from. Anyways,
okay.
So I think it had to do with the timestamp, but I almost had to go to court to sit on a stand in front of a judge. And I was like, I remember calling the cop being like, how do I get out of this? Like, I don't want to be a part of this. Like, I have no idea. When she gave me the name of the person, I was like, no idea. B, just like, it was so long ago at this point.
Yeah,
It was a wedding I shot in 2019.
It's always
but
that way. You're like,
court
I don't
date
have no
was-
memory. Yeah.
Exactly. But the court date was happening in 2020. So luckily I would have been on Zoom and not in an actual courtroom.
Mhm.
But anyways, I remember calling the cop being like, I need to get out of this. Like, what can we do to get me out of this? And she was like, unfortunately, nothing, gave me some details about the case. It was not a good situation. He ended up pleading guilty. So I actually didn't have to go to court, which I was like, oh my God, the less,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, we love when that happens. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Yeah. But I think like, I would say that was an absolutely wild one.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the craziest thing.
And it was probably when you were like first starting out, right?
No, 2019.
Oh, jeez.
This is definitely recent. If you think that
Yeah.
2017 or 16, and then this just happened yesterday. Yeah. Anyway,
I definitely feel like it's absolutely wild just because it's something that you never expect is going to happen. And
absolutely not.
yeah. And then like whenever it comes up and you're like, ooh, what's this lovely letter in the mail, like being handed to me or whatever the case might be. You're like, oh, what is this? It's the shock value of like, wait, when? Like, what happened?
What?
Who was
Yeah.
there? And like, they weren't even part of your day. Like, who knows?
And I think I was probably gone already when the actual incident happened, but I think they were trying to timestamp when he came in to the reception area.
Yes.
But the details for me are not, I don't know. I just know that I had to give all the images.
Yeah.
Let's do some rapid fire. What do you think?
I was going to say, I'm just going to try to go through this story really, really quickly, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So our florist from our wedding. So I had hired this florist who was, I don't know, I thought maybe she was on mat leave or whatever the case might be. Totally sweet girl. Not too far from us. Great deal, like cheaper. I was looking for, less expensive things or whatever at the time.
And flowers are
pretty expensive. Yeah. So
very.
It was a great price. So I was like, okay, amazing. So I hired her. I don't think I did cash. Like, I don't really remember how I paid or whatever. So many details. So we got married in 2016. So not too many details on like what was going on back at the time. I remember being in the home. I remember the family situation, a lot of the details like that. I don't know what year it was because again, my brain, but it was, I believe it was before 2021.
Mm-hmm.
That they had come, maybe it was 2021. They had come to like some guy just showed up on my doorstep and knocked on the door, and Corey answers the door and he asks for insert my government name here. And Corey's like, yeah, she's right here. Like, who are you? And he says, my name is blah, blah, blah from investigation, da, 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 da. Like he was a private investigator following me around for weeks.
What?
I was like, I'm the most suspicious person. Like, I'm always watching. So every time I'm like,
that's
hey,
terrifying.
That car's been following me for a while. I was right. But yeah, so
that's terrifying.
Okay, yeah, so he then explained to me like what was going on, why he was there. He asked me about my florist from the wedding. I explained a little bit about what I could. And then they asked me for an affidavit, right? then I was subpoenaed to court and all that good stuff that comes along with all of that. So it was a big shit show. And then it was an insurance claim. So she was she was claiming this big insurance claim. I guess it was insurance fraud, whatever. And then they were asking, like, did she have a cane? Did you notice she was limping? Do you notice any of this and this? And I was like, I honestly don't remember. Now I'm like, maybe she did have a cane at the door. Maybe I don't remember. Now I'm thinking of all these other things and adding it into my brain as if that actually happened or not. And I'm like, this is what I do recall 100%. This is what I don't remember. I remember she was sick the morning of the wedding, came in a little bit late, but still did the job.
Did the things, yeah.
And my flowers looked beautiful. So thank you to her for that. But yeah, it was
That's crazy. What a wild, wild thing.
But didn't end up having to go to court. So yeah, same.
Love that.
Yeah. I don't know if we have time for rapid fire.
We don't. Let's just outro it. Anyways, guys, if you've ever worked with clients, you probably have a few stories of your own. I know you do. And honestly, we'd love to hear them. So send them in.
Send them to us because we might need a part 2 of this episode. Obviously, it just kept going, you know? Thanks for sitting
100%.
down with us today, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Well, that went by fast. Kind of like every quiet moment we try to have in real life.
Right? I swear I just sat down and now it's already time to get back up again.
Story of our lives. But before we head back into the chaos, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
We hope this episode made you laugh, think, or at least reminded you that you're not the only one trying to hold it all together.
Because none of us really have it figured out. We're all just doing our best, one cup of coffee and one deep breath at a time.
If you enjoyed this episode, hit that follow or subscribe button so you never miss when we finally get to sit down again.
And share it with a friend who could use a little reminder that it's okay to take a break, because she deserves it too.
You can find us over on Instagram and TikTok at ijustsatdown.podcast. We love hearing from you, your stories, your wins, and even your "you won't believe what happened to me today" moments. It's going to be a good one, so get comfy because by the time you finally sit down, we'll be right here with you.
We did it.